Welcome to Legacy of Time, where we delve into the gripping and haunting stories of history. Tonight, we take you into the depths of the earth, to places of wonder, danger, and unimaginable tragedy. Caves have long fascinated humanity, but for some, they have become tombs. These stories are not for the faint-hearted, but they offer a profound look into courage, desperation, and the human spirit. Before we begin, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to Legacy of Time, hit the like button, and share this video with others who love unraveling the mysteries of the past. Now, let's venture into the chilling world of the most painful cave deaths of all time. Story 1, The Eternal Descent, The Tragedy of Floyd Collins. Our first story takes us to the early 20th century, deep in the heart of Kentucky. In 1925, Floyd Collins, an adventurous spelunker, had a dream. Beneath the rolling hills of Kentucky lay the Mammoth Cave System, the largest cave network in the world. Floyd, ever the explorer, sought to uncover new passages that could draw tourists and transform his family's struggling fortunes. But ambition can be a double-edged sword. On January 30, 1925, Floyd ventured into Sand Cave, a smaller offshoot of the Mammoth Cave System. Armed with a kerosene lantern and his unwavering determination, Floyd squeezed through tight passageways and discovered what he believed could be a major new chamber. However, as he attempted to navigate back, disaster struck. A heavy rock dislodged and trapped his leg. He was alone, immobilized in a narrow shaft just 55 feet below the surface. For hours, Floyd screamed for help, his voice muffled by the layers of earth above. Finally, his cries were heard by a passing farmer, who alerted the community. Word spread like wildfire, and soon, hundreds of people gathered at the cave entrance. Rescuers worked tirelessly, but the narrow passages made it impossible to use heavy tools. Each attempt to move the rock risked further collapse. Floyd's plight captured national attention. Reporters descended on the scene, turning the rescue into a media circus. Headlines declared him the Trapman of Kentucky, and crowds swelled into the thousands. Rescuers fed Floyd through a long tube, keeping his spirits alive with words of encouragement and hymns. Despite his dire circumstances, Floyd's optimism shone through. But as days turned into weeks, hope began to wane. The cold, damp conditions took their toll on Floyd's body. After 14 excruciating days, a final cave-in sealed him inside forever. His body was recovered months later, and Sand Cave became both his tomb and a cautionary tale. Number 2, The Abyss of Eagle's Nest, Darren and Dylan's Final Dive. Our next story takes us to the sunny state of Florida, where a serene-looking sinkhole called Eagle's Nest hides one of the most dangerous underwater cave systems in the world. Known as the Mount Everest of cave diving, Eagle's Nest has claimed the lives of dozens of divers. But in 2013, it became the scene of a particularly heartbreaking tragedy. Darren Spivey and his son Dylan were eager to bond over a shared love of diving. On Christmas Day, they decided to explore Eagle's Nest together. While Darren was an experienced scuba diver, neither father nor son had the proper training for cave diving, a highly specialized skill requiring redundant air tanks, guidelines, and navigation tools. They descended into the clear waters, marveling at the beauty of the limestone walls. But as they ventured deeper, the tranquil environment turned treacherous. At 230 feet, a depth requiring meticulous air management, they ran into trouble. Investigators later found that their air supplies were insufficient for the dive. Dylan likely panicked as his oxygen dwindled. In the chaos, Darren tried to save his son, but both succumbed to the depths. The tragedy of Darren and Dylan serves as a stark reminder of the unforgiving nature of underwater caves. Even experienced divers are no match for the complexities of these submerged labyrinths. If these gripping stories have you hooked, take a moment to hit the like button, subscribe to Legacy of Time, and share this video. Let's keep uncovering these haunting tales together. Number 3, The Tragic Sealing of Nutty Putty Cave. Our final story is perhaps the most heart-wrenching of all. It's the tale of John Edward Jones, a young man whose love of adventure led him to Nutty Putty Cave in Utah. On November 24, 2009, just 2 days before Thanksgiving, John decided to revisit the cave with his brother Josh. Nutty Putty was notorious for its tight, winding passages, and John was eager to test his skills. As they explored, John decided to squeeze through a passage he believed led to a larger chamber. But the tunnel grew narrower and narrower until he became stuck head first, his body nearly upside down. Despite his experience, John had miscalculated. His position made it impossible to move, and with every attempt to wriggle free, he became more lodged. Rescue teams worked around the clock to free him, employing ropes, pulleys, and even attempting to chip away at the rock. John remained conscious for hours, speaking to his rescuers and even joking to lift their spirits. But as time wore on, the pressure on his chest and inverted position made breathing increasingly difficult. After 27 agonizing hours, John succumbed to cardiac arrest. His body could not be retrieved, and Nutty Putty Cave was sealed permanently, becoming his final resting place. These stories remind us of the incredible courage it takes to explore the unknown and the thin line between discovery and tragedy. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history's darkest depths. If you found these tales as captivating as we did, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Here's a question for you: would you ever venture into a cave, knowing the risks? Let us know in the comments below.